Oh man, this is gonna be a good one. FortNine put up a video about the killer tricycle banned by the US government. You're talking about three wheelers. I was alive when they did it. My grandparents made me sit down and watch the 60 Minutes video of why they were banned. I've worked for dealerships that were included in the lawsuit and talked to at length. Talked to the owners and got a lot of insight on what was going on, what happened, and all that kind of fun stuff. I personally have been in the three-wheeler world for over a decade at this point in time. Specifically, I am a three-wheeler builder. I convert dirt bikes and quads into three-wheelers. There's videos all over my channel about three-wheelers, suspension work, all kinds of stuff. Check out the channel if you like three-wheelers. There's all kinds of stuff on them on the channel. Today, we're going to look at, I'm also co-founder of the Florida ATC Syndicate, the guy that actually helped put the trikes back on the motocross tracks after a 30-year hiatus in Florida. We had 5 ATC Nationals and had lots of cool results. We got to meet a lot of cool people, and we wouldn't be where we are today with the trike industry if it wasn't for people like me and others that are keeping them alive. We're building the parts that aren't being made anymore. We're upgrading them. We're making custom parts for all kinds of things. You want a lifted Big Red? Call me. You want a race trike? Call me. It's all custom built. Lots of this stuff is all custom built. But today we're going to look at and see how accurate this video is, or did they turn around and do stupid stuff like they did in the 60 Minutes video. I actually kind of want to go over that video at one point in time too and really debunk all of that stuff, because they put trikes in scenarios that they really would have never been in. Mind you, if you add alcohol and you take rednecks and alcohol and put them together with any kind of motorized vehicle, dumb things are going to happen. We have the phrases "send it" and "hold my beer" for a reason. So, regardless, the three-wheeler industry was pretty much railroaded, and that's the definitive statement. They were railroaded and taken off the market when they really never should have. Really, first-gen Big Red jumping. We're going to start out with the first-gen Big Red jumper. 110, 125. 125M, really? There's no suspension on those at all. Yeah.
Come out to the coast, go for a rip, have a few laughs.
You can do that on purpose on anything. I can go out there and do that right now.
What kind of villainous machine is it?
It's a 125M. It's a ranch hand, a farm tool, and a little backyard beater. What is he going to make this? Look at the size difference. He's not, this is for a kid.
1967. Honda dealers are begging for something to sell during winter, but not those mother Canuckin ski-doos that are useless in summer. They want something all-terrain, a term previously reserved for amphibious six-wheelers. So Honda halves one, sticking 3 of the big buoyant wheels on their first ever ATC.
90.
Sidewall flex creates enough speed differential to turn, so it gets away with a solid rear axle. Spec is to run a cushy 2.2 psi, so no need for suspension either.
Yeah. What the? Get off and push it.
And
Oh
while
my
she
God.
doesn't float like her amphibious ancestors, the bulbous tires make it nearly weightless in water. So a paltry 7 horsepower is plenty to churn through shit.
What?
Unusually basic, yet unusually functional, all thanks.
I have one of these in the shop right now. I'm actually doing videos on it because I'm redoing the seat and brakes and a bunch of other stuff. But I have this exact trike in the shop right now. And yeah, sure, why not? We'll do my race 250R versus a 125M. No problem. These videos piss me off.
To the fat wheels. And the plan is to charge $500 and hope farmers pick up on the cheap practicality.
Farmers.
A bit like a motorcycle,
Farmers.
a bit like a tractor, and a lot like a locomotive. One morning down on Johnson's spread, Johnson's tractor turned up dead. Johnson said, "Don't worry me, I got a Honda ATC."
But that thing makes other targets.
Farm hand. Hey, a 200X. There we go. T3. That's a 90. No suspension.
So your family can have 100 different kinds of fun.
If you want your family to have more fun this winter, see the world's most...
I remember those
complete line of
commercials.
three-wheelers.
They were all over
They're
the
at your
place.
Honda dealer.
How far is our Honda dealer, Daddy?
Just keep walking.
Those commercials were all over the... Isn't that how you're supposed to leave the
Honda
park?
has surfed enough trends to not let a wave pass by. These things are like machine guns. When a practical tool catches on as a plaything, you get, you know,
This is safety
Chaos.
at its best.
one wrong flick of the finger and... Right.
For example, even on a modest incline, it doesn't take much to flip a machine.
ATCs also have an overwhelmingly grippy and heavy rear end, so it takes even less to flip over backwards.
You did that on purpose.
Forwards is common
That's a 60
too,
minutes
since the
video.
ass end carries an asymmetrical amount of momentum and easily outbucks the front.
Frick. Now to ride on a...
That was part of the 60 Minutes video. And if you look... No suspension. No suspension. Big pad. They knew that was going to happen. It's staged.
Symmetrical amount of momentum and easily outbucks the front.
Staged.
Frick. Now to ride on a farm is one thing.
My
Farms
R
are
has
flat.
never done that.
But no one predicted they would sell into rutted out
And I
off-road
raced
playgrounds.
motocross.
A
6,
dirt
7
bike
seasons.
can ride in ruts, a quad can straddle ruts, but trikes approach them like a politician, obliquely.
Always avoid crossing a rut on a downhill. Pick a safe line before you start. As you can see, protective gear is essential.
Yeah, show them do that on a
Trails are
quad and a
weird
dirt bike.
too.
You're gonna
You
screw
have
up
to
just
think
as
like a
bad.
Kardashian, knowing that gaps may look wide enough from the front, but not for the rear.
If you're gonna ride in a place not designed for bikes, expect the terrain to be bad. What the?
We're losing this fight. The trike feels non-Newtonian, like every action has a random and escalated reaction.
way to beat an ATC into submission is to anticipate its quirks and move your body weight to counteract them.
On a three-wheeler, get off the seat and shift your weight well to the inside to keep the rear wheels down. And if you start to high side, roll off the throttle before things get out of hand.
Problem is, though,
Simple.
not everyone has body weight.
Having a little trouble packing on pounds or getting noticed? Then drink this.
The challenge is to run the machines as hard and fast and close to tipping over as possible.
It's a trap. To ride out a crash, you need to be big enough to counterbalance it. But to ride into a crash, you needn't be big enough to balance anything. Unlike a dirt bike, any 5-year-old can climb on here, reach the controls, if not the ground, and go. It's a tricycle. Only if you ride it like a kid's toy, you'll be crushed.
This won't happen every time, but it can happen at any time.
Also, through the Freedom of
250
Information
pounds.
Act, the news director obtained some confidential
It's like having your mom
government
land
studies
on
which
you.
characterize ATVs as deceptively dangerous machines, which require a high degree of skill. Valuable consumer information he felt was being concealed.
See, a tentative turn at 5 kph will flip it, while a pro turn at 15 kph using a big boy's fistful of throttle and a big boy's counterweight to slide the rear is actually safer. Like an F1 car, ATCs are only drivable when driven balls out. They'll bite any undescended testicle who gets scared and tries to slow down.
Yeah?
Battling a trike takes commitment. You must never bail out, because taking a foot off the peg will have it sucked under the rear wheel. And besides, pushing the pegs with your feet is the only way to shrug off a rollover. ATCs demand serious riders. We sent in children.
Raymond's so small
What?
he can't fuel or start his big machine without help. Once it's
On a
fueled,
70?
he returns to the maker.
Dick.
Parents have to answer enough tough questions, so do all you can to prevent that one.
Mike Jackson and Diane Burns still not.
If you're not watching your kids ride and you're not looking around before you let your kid take off, that's on you. Don't blame the bike manufacturer because of your incompetence. That's
And now
blaming the
back to
spoon because you're fat.
FortNine.
You know what? Now I know how to kill this thing.
No, you don't.
When 2.5 million ATCs are sold, 1 in 3 sends its rider to the hospital, thousands to the morgue, mostly due to rollovers causing spinal injury or suffocation, and as usual, no one gives a shit. Until we realize over 50% are children.
Motorcycle expert Randy Nelson, wearing a concealed microphone, asked the salesman about an ATV for his 9-year-old twin sons. Without hesitation, the salesman recommended an adult-sized ATV for the boys.
Oh, we got you now.
That's not
And
an
the kill shot
adult-sized
comes from the
ATV.
American Academy of Pediatrics, who call for a ban.
Having just determined that ATVs pose an imminent hazard to public safety, the commission will soon go to court to force the manufacturers to recall all three-wheel ATVs.
Our ammunition includes 100 grieving mothers, 500 active lawsuits, and $1 billion in refund threats. Hell, the Japanese Big Four are lucky to sign our consent decree in 1988, whereby they avoid having to admit guilt by voluntarily ceasing all three-wheeler sales. Only a tiny, unpopular niche of the market is allowed to continue development. These odd four-wheelers called quads. We killed the villain. We changed the course of off-roading forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But time will not remember us
It's
as
not
heroes.
gonna change. People are not
It's
going
true.
to change.
Trikes
Doesn't matter
disappear, but
what
the
they're
accidents
on.
don't, because because the vehicles were never at fault. We have the riders to blame. We are the villains.
Yeah.
The manufacturers knew it all along. So they hid a key in the consent decree, an expiry date.
Yep, 20 years.
That ensured the ban wouldn't last forever, that existing three-wheelers could escape the recall, that ATCs will be back.
There was no recall. And they are back. He got used to how it felt, how it steered, how it handled. This KX has a twist throttle, so going from a dirt bike to it. I'm really not sure how I feel about that video. I mean, it pointed out a lot of the irony, but it also pointed out a lot of the truths. But it wasn't really a deep enough dive. I really do want to put my 250R and that KX 450 and that little 125M through their paces and do a little how dangerous are they. But I mean, yeah, compared to a quad or shit, I wouldn't want to have a side-by-side land on me. Would you want to have a side-by-side land on you? Those things will take your head or whatever limb you got sticking out off. That's no. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. You have a great day.